taste of a kiss keeps you begging for more.
Do not forget that the number 6.
Oh my god. I have to find it.
All I wanna be is in your arms, so hold me for so long that I forget what day or year we're on.
Where is it?
It's not fair to take what you want to live.
I need to get more organized. Hello guys. Totally rocking the natural hair. Basically, school. Very, 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 very important because honestly, you are forced against your will to spend 7 hours a day there. Why would you want to go there, spending that 7 hours a day and literally flunk? You're already going to be there, might as well come out with a bang. And yes, it is difficult, but if you have the right technique, then you can conquer anything. But basically, I have all my how to stay organized tips in my handy dandy notebook. Clues. The first thing I would suggest, this isn't really specifically school, but just life. Make yourself a life schedule. See, for me, I have school on Mondays till 2:45 and then ready film until 8 p.m. Even like when I'm just gonna do simple things like exercise. Write it down, everyone. Now, without further ado, here are some tips on how to stay organized at school. You ready? Tip number 1, write everything down. Even if you don't exactly know what it is, just write it because you'll figure it out later on. Tip number 2 is ask questions about anything you're even slightly confused about so that you don't get confused later on. I'm kind of confused as to what a trope is. Can you give me a better example of one? Always ask questions. This is like a due date type of thing because school is honestly all about due dates. Most teachers won't accept late work. Let's say you have a research paper to do. Let's say you have like a month to complete it. Put the due date as like a week earlier. And that'll stop you from procrastinating. Procrastinating is a big issue for me. But not this year, guys. We will both vow to no procrastination, okay? We'll see how long that lasts. Label everything. The second that you get a paper, put it in the right folder. And what I like to do with my papers is actually, instead of putting it in a folder, let's say a teacher gives me a paper like a handout, I like to just staple it in my notebook. That way you don't have to, in the future, go searching through all your notes. It'll just be right there. But if you don't want to staple stuff into your notebook, then just make sure that right when you get a paper, you put it in the correct slot of your folder. So this was kind of a problem for me last year. Do not just shove papers from what you just got in class into your backpack, because they will get lost. I'm living proof. And if the papers don't get lost, they're gonna get like slightly crumbled up and it's gonna bother you so much in the future. You're gonna try to fix those wrinkles, but they're not gonna fix because you had to put it in your backpack. Being lazy. Put it in a folder, guys. Just do it. This one is one of the most important. Keep like a notebook, a separate, completely separate notebook for homework, and write down all of your homework that day. Write it down right then, right there. Don't forget it because you will not remember it later on when you're at home, and then you're gonna come into school the next day and be like, so everyone take your homework assignments out. And you'll be like, yeah, homework? And when that happens, you're screwed. And this I would highly recommend because this has helped me out the most probably. Try to keep everything, like all your subjects together. If you want to have a 5-subject notebook, keep all your subjects in that notebook so that everything's like, you know, sometimes you will take a folder out of your backpack and be like, oh, I don't have this class today, and bam, you have that class that day. Just keep everything in one notebook because then you always have everything. It just makes life so much easier. Why would you not want to make your life so much easier? I don't know why you would. But if you don't have a 5-subject notebook, then just get like all your separate little notebooks and folders and then like put them in one giant binder together. So if you're not going to do your homework right when you get home, set a specific time that you're going to start your homework, and don't pull that whole, oh, I'm going to start it at 4. Dang it, it's 4:01, whatever, I'll start in 20 minutes. That's procrastination right there. Don't do it. I sound hype right now. When you do sit down to do your homework, power off all electronic devices. If you have a textbook, don't pull the whole, oh, I'll use the online textbook. Your homework doesn't involve you using electronic devices. Shut them off. Because you will go on to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, and then a 30-minute assignment turns into a 3-hour assignment. You wouldn't want that in homework. My last tip, which isn't really so much for school, but it's more for everything. If you prefer to dress cute and you're not like one of those people that can look in your closet and be like, oh, that's what I'm wearing exactly, right there and there. Good, I'm good now. I can't pick out outfits that fast. Pick out your outfits the day before. I would not remember to put rings on in the morning. I'm just not that type of person. Instagram. If you have any more tips, literally leave them down below because I want to stay organized this year. I do. Like my new bracelet holder. Maybe if I come up with more tips, I'll tweet them. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Vine if you have a Vine. Like me on Facebook. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if these tips helped you. And thumbs up for a very special 100th video. Yeah. I love you guys so much. Bye. Playing V. But face and hair are slowly turning orange. One.